Now this is something special for me. I am up Frimley Pits. If you don't know what Frimley Pits are, then you need to start looking, because this place, the background, the historical background behind the lake, if you like, the fish that are within it, what a beautiful place. First impressions when you turn up, you know, there's plumbed-in toilets, there's a shower up there, you've got like a little clubhouse which is lovely. You can only use their nets and sling, I should probably say, but it's all in a lovely sort of bespoke like hut, if you like, all very neat. You join me with Lee. Now, as you know, Lee's a massive part of Parker Baits, and I don't get out on the bank often with him. He's like a brother to me, Lee, so it really is lovely to get out on the bank. We always thoroughly enjoy each other's company. Now, he's actually next to me on this particular session, and we're on Pit 1. So we're here with the Army boys, believe it or not. So while we're here, we're going to go around, speak to some of the Army lads, maybe get in their heads what they're doing, why they're doing it. We are going to get some fishing in, which I'm quite excited about, myself and Lee. Being that, like I mentioned, it's quite a prestigious place, this, and the lake we're on, Pit 1, there is some real lovely fish in it. You know, on the complex, you've got fish that are in excess of £50 on some of the pits. I think there's 4 or 5 pits here, maybe, but one of them, there is fish in excess of £50, and one of them's an absolute banging common. So here it is. This is the peg. This is Lee's bivvy. He's got the light frontier there, and to be honest, it's the first, I know he had the X before, and it's the first time I've seen him use that, but that's half the weight of my bivvy, 100% fact, and not quite as big, but definitely something I would like in my armoury. We're in a peg called Kevin's Corner. Look at that. This is what I love about this place. Look at that. You got lilies, you got snags, you got islands, you got loads of weed on top, but kind of makes it a little bit more exciting, if you like. There he is. So that's Lee's peg, and if I move into mine, I've got my frontier with me. We've had a few coffee, might just pop down as well, one of my mates, Parker Baits customer, and also one of the members up here. It was nice to see him. But there's the rods, tips up, trying to avoid that first bit of sort of weed right in front of the tips of the rod, but the line, although the tips are up, they are very slack on my spots. You know, they're nailed down to the bottom, let's just say that. Some lovely swans over in the background, but in front of me I've got an island, and an island. Obviously this isn't my water from sort of here back, so I've got one down here, and I've actually had a fish bosh directly on the spot, not once but twice, which was quite crazy. Myself, Lee and Mike sat here, and then come out of the water, and it wasn't a pike, it was that was a pike. There you go, look at that for timing. That was a pike, but the fish that come over the spot earlier was not a pike. I'm pretty sure it was a carp rolling. I may be wrong, but clearly fish around here. I had a jack pike on my sessions recently. Hopefully I don't pick some of them up, but that was quite a big one. It's certainly on a jack. But yeah, that's that rod. Right hand rod and middle rod. Myself and Lee are actually fishing right next to each other. We found there's actually a gravel bar that goes out, and here you can get in your waders. I use a prodding stick to be careful, but you can get in your waders and actually walk out in the water, and it looks weird because we were sort of out here, we're fishing out here, but you can wade right out. Just to put it in perspective as well, there's another peg, I think it's called Beaches, and the gentleman in Beaches, and again we'll touch base with him tomorrow, but he comes out here on the bar, walks out on the bar, and he's spomming from here. He's got 2 rods here, and he's actually spomming because his water puts him behind this island and behind the middle island. So to look at the lake, you'd never know that, but it's quite interesting really, because there's I think there's a couple of bars here, and there's another bar that runs down here. So it is a little bit, you know, you have got to think about what you're doing here, which I love about it, and it's definitely a bit of me. So there it is. That's the 2 pegs. Absolutely buzzing for it. Tomorrow we're going to go around, like I said, and get plenty of filming and sort of talk to everybody. It's going to be interesting, really is going to be interesting. What happened is this morning we had a lovely walk around the lake, and then basically the Army boys choose their pegs, and we went in the pegs that were left. And to be honest with you, I can't believe that these pegs were left, because there was fishing, there was fizzing down here when we turned up initially, and we have seen fish in the zone, which is great. It took ages, it really did take ages to sort of sit, you know when you sat there and the time just slips away from you, which is exactly what happened to us this morning. He goes, Ben, It's 1 o'clock. I'm like, they ain't got any rods out, but you're so excited for sort of like finding your spots. We've got in the water with the waders. That takes hours and hours and hours, and you just don't realise the time. And then, yeah, so anyway, rods are out, 4 o'clock, and hopefully it can happen tonight. But just before I do carry on, I just wanted to touch on exactly what happened last night. Now, we turned up yesterday, we done last night, and we weren't fishing. We turned up about 2 o'clock in the afternoon with a lovely, lovely social with all the lads. It was brilliant, it really was. Very different for me, speaking to people that have been, you know, in the services. It's a different way of life, and it really is fascinating speaking to them in regards to what they do on a daily basis, because it's so foreign to me, because it's one end of the spectrum to the other in regards to jobs. But yeah, much respect for the lads, and it's been, like I said, really, really good. It was funny last night with the raffle. So we had a raffle as well, and Parker Bates sponsored some bits, put some bits in as well, and I go, oh, I'll buy some tickets. And I can't lie, I did win. I'd won some Thinking Tackle stuff, so massive shout out to Thinking Tackle. Some their camo tape and some little smart bags, camo bags in that, which was quite cool. And then I had another ticket and I won my own bait. I was like, put that back in the drawer.
With Ben Lit, Parker Bates, it's 5 individual bundles of baits, and then quality baits you put in there. You've got really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll do 5 tickets then off the bounce, and then we'll come forward and grab your bait. First one being
484.
I've got my own bait. Go again.
well done, mate, yeah.
Get it back in there. And a few of the lads won our stuff and were well happy, and there was like skydives on there and stuff, so it really was a proper raffle. You know, you weren't talking like Haribo on there. This was a proper raffle. So again, thank you very much for the invite. You know, it really does mean the world to me and my family. You know, the likes of the army, you know, wanting, well, the likes of Parker Bates to come down in it, you know, and I'm sure there's a relationship there that will build going forward, and I think there's definitely going to be some stuff in the pipeline in regards to a match, maybe up linear, Parker Bates versus the, how cool would that be, versus the army, something along them lines. But I didn't want to just jump over that, because I wanted to touch on that. We had a barbecue as well last night, and there was lots of talking as well of about what's happening in the fishing community within the army, because obviously you've got the infantry, you've got all different types of sectors within the army that do different matches, if that makes sense, probably a better way of putting it across. And there's a hell of a lot. But if you are watching this, and maybe you are in the army, what I'm going to do is, throughout this video, maybe you've never heard of this and you want to get involved, what I will do is I'll put something in the description later on in this video, or up on the screen, so you know exactly who to contact. Maybe you are in the infantry, you didn't know nothing about this and you want to get involved, and like I said, then you will know exactly who to contact to help grow this community, if you like, this fishing community within the army. And if we can help with that, then damn right, we bloody will. So that's the insight. You're fully up to date now of absolutely everything that's gone on over the duration of the last sort of 20 hours, 24 hours, if you like now. Time to sit back, lock onto the water, enjoy the view. I'll see you in a bit. We've got some caramelised onion burgers, fancy burgers, some sausages. Look at this. Look at that, baby. Sausage time now. Brown sauce. Yeah, I might have a little. Actually, no, I'm gonna have a little bit of cheese. Yeah, I have a little bit of cheese and some of the chilli sauce. Right, wow, I've just got off a messenger to Jay, one of the event organisers. Unfortunately, he couldn't stay over the duration of the next couple of days, but it was brilliant to have a sort of a social with them and him last night. And he said to me, they're coming out from pit 2, sorry, but they're coming out right down the end. I think it's Wakey something. There's a corner right down the end, and the wind is pumping down that end. I witnessed one he had out there this morning, but I think he's had another one. And then obviously, like I said, there's just up from that's done a couple of bites as well. So well done and fair play to them too. And also it's quite nice because I know there's a trophy on the cards for biggest fish. So the gentleman's on the money at the moment. It's a fair play with a 29, or 2 29s I think it is. Fair bloody play, good angling, and hopefully it's the first of many. Right, well this is good now because we've been added to a group, myself and Lee, so we can interact with everybody. and it's Gavin. So Gavin's had a 26, a 21, I think also a 29 as well. So fair play to you, mate, having a few fish, and like I said earlier, hopefully the first of many. An absolutely almighty whatever it was. I think, if I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty sure it was a pike, but my god, it was like someone threw a dustbin in the water a second ago. Me and Lee were creasing up because it was an almighty bosh, shall we say, on that left hand. It's literally on the bait.
We've had a few now, haven't we?
Yeah, you're not wrong. So hopefully that does me a bite. It's going to be airy because tonight that rod's going to buckle round, I would like to think, and hopefully we can have a bit of a fight and get something in that landing net. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. That's the update for now, and if, like I said, if I see anything coming through on the group, I'll keep you in the loop and we'll go from there. Happy days. Right, so very quickly, I'm just going to put out my bag. Just injected it with the flat spot there. Mini mix pellet, magic dust, all mixed together. Like I said, with that flat spot squeezed in the bag there just to finish it off. This is just an underarm flick, just to my left. Hopefully I can get it first time. Let's have it. Rod's out first chuck, absolutely on the money. Physically couldn't have went any better. Also got a donk as well. I would imagine it's sort of just over waist height there. Well, it is, because I've been in the waders and I know what the bottom's like. It's absolutely solid there. There's a gravel bar, or a gravel spot should I say, not a bar. Probably the size of a bivvy, if you would have put sort of on the bottom, probably the size of my front. Got a big spot, and as you come off of it, off the end of the bivvy, it starts going into sort of softer stuff, so it's really badly silty as well. And when you plug your lead in it and you smell your lead, it absolutely stinks. So been in the water, disperse that silt again, absolutely stinks. But yeah, look, that left hand rod's done. I think myself and Lee are going to redo the main spots just before we lose this light, and that is exactly the plan of action now. So left hand rod done, middle and then right to do on the baited spot. Happy days. Well, we're losing light fast, but there's two bags there up against. I think it's the most effective way of fishing, being that I don't know the lake. Obviously I know the spots are clear, but just for that mind reassurance, just if there is that weed that pulls in. I know with a bag you've got it presentated on a hand. Basically it's one suck, it's game over. I physically can't not be presentated. Just worries me if you're fishing a D rig on, say, a fluorocarbon leader, as it drops. If you're not fishing foam on hook, as it drops, the hook can pull into weed, and then we sat on the bottom with weed. Well, it just worries me. PVA bag eliminates the problem. Lee's doing the same. He's making his now. He's got his ready. Just got to tie him on. What we have been doing is working together with this as well. We've both been going out for less disturbance, so we both go out together. When I say less disturbance, not at that time, but obviously making sure we don't have to do loads of runs. So either 4 runs or 2 runs. So we go out together, do Lee's both rods, come back, go out together, do the rods. You in? That's great. You in? Right hand rod, like Lee said, banged up to the blank. And he's fishing just on the end of the lees, which is sort of at the tip of my finger here. So hopefully, just hopefully, he is connected to something. It's a shame because that one Lee had, it absolutely, well, basically, bobbing, hit up at the top of the blank, dropped back down again, and then hit up again, and then started taking line, hit into it. We did get a bit of contact with the fish, and then it's done in the lilies, and then he's bringing this massive great big ball of weed. But he's frankly redoing a bagger there now to try and get it back out. It's just about enough light probably to get it on the end of them lilies again. Perfect. He's went for 1 rod on the baited spot now, because just isn't going to have time, but probably the line pressure is going to help on that spot. So there it is. Shame we didn't get one. That would have been lovely going into the first night with a fish on the bank. That would have been absolutely amazing. But rods are absolutely magic out there at the moment, if I'm honest with you. My end, and I'm sure Lee's will be very, very soon. So that is the update for now. Dinner was banging, full stomach, locking on to the water time. I'll see you all in a bit. Well, there it is. The darkness comes in so quick now. I don't know if anybody else has started noticing it. But not only that temperature over the duration of the last couple of weeks is yeah, you can feel it, definitely feel it. 7:20. You think, not long ago, we were sort of sat here 9 o'clock at night and it was still sunny. Like, mad, absolutely mad. But yeah, get in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts. But that's my view at the moment, although you're not seeing much. A little rich monkey light on, look, and I'm all ready to go. Come on, the carpies.
Really fine crumbed OG fish, shelf life baits, crumbed up to absolute powder. It's got Himalayan rock salt in there. It's also got both the fruit and the fish magic dust in there as well. And then it's basically the mini mix pellet mix in there.
Happy days,
I think that makes probably one of the most perfect solid bag mix up you can get, to be fair.
I don't disagree, and being that it's quite a small fine pellet as well, you can compress it and make that bag really aerodynamic.
One thing I always like to do as well is just before, a lot of people will squeeze it down, and what a lot of people don't do is I take the corners away, as in cut them out, and that allows it to get right in that compact corner, especially when you use the rock salt and it's like bigger granules. You find that sometimes it can block that up and keep the actual corners full of salt or full of whatever's in there, and not still with quite a lot of air in there. And that's why I chop the corners just as I'm tapping it down. Obviously it's only going in the margin, so it doesn't really need to be mega tight, but
no, that makes sense. And what are you using there, mate? Is that tape or string?
PVA tape.
To
be honest, I use it's an 8mm one, but I've also got the 4mm one as well. I find, to be honest, with this stuff, it melts pretty quickly. And it doesn't really matter, I don't think, about the corners in this scenario, because we're not chucking it 120 yards. I tend to poke a little hole in the middle. I'll get the fruity flat spot in there, something I always use in all my bags. Squirt it in, squeeze the bottle hard, fill it up, and it'll all come out of all the holes where I've pricked all the holes in it. I let it go and it sucks some of it back out then, so you haven't just got pure sauce in there, and it goes a little bit further, but your pellets have soaked in what needs be, I think.
That makes complete sense. Now, lovely, mate. Well, hopefully that gives you an edge tonight, and we can get one. That's all we need.
Fingers crossed. Just one will do. Just one will do.
You can just gauge just how close that is. Lee's fishing, but he's just setting the rod there, getting in with his waders. He's already cleared the weed.
See, it's weedy here, but it's not here. What I'm going to do is just keep that line down in the water here.
Just clipping a little back lead on there, just to pin everything down. So what he's doing is, as well, like, Lee's a very particular angler, and the line lay is a massive part in that fishing. So obviously now he's put the back lead on, carefully setting that rod, making sure they don't pull it off the spot. And he's on money there. All happy then, mate? All sorted? Can't do no more than that, mate.
Nope, sorry to see the weed moving back, but
that's mad, isn't it?
I'm not too worried. I know it's hard, I know it's clean. Backleaded down. A lot of people won't backlead it at the tip, but all the caravan fishing is backleaded at the tip generally, on the edge. It's edge fishing, and you can snap the tip, but as long as they've got some run to do, bobbins on the floor, so the line's going to flip up. It's got some pull before it goes, but if you fish really tight like that, it's dead easy to snap the tip off. But in this case, it's got line to go, and hopefully it gets its head in a load of weed and calms down when we catch one.
Fingers crossed, mate. Well, good morning, guys, and it's just gone, or just coming up to 9 o'clock, should I say, and an uneventful night. Although I definitely laid there last night thinking, if one of them rod goes, what is this fish going to look like? It was quite exciting, if I'm honest with you, but I don't think any fish have come out on pit one, which is a shame. But obviously, like I said to you yesterday, we are in a group, and there's been a couple of people that have had fish So on here now you've had Mark, he's had a smaller common on here. You've also got on here Shane, he's had a 28.5, and again these are up on the screen now. Shane, well done mate, absolutely smashed it. And then I've got a Mark on here, which is a gentleman. When he watches this, because he tunes in every week, Mark, mate, you're an absolute legend. First time I spoke to him here on this particular social, like I said, tunes in every week, and he actually raised some money. Tell me if I'm pretty sure they raised some money, and he managed that donation then went towards the charity, and then he's been able to fish pit 3. Well, pit 3 he's got the big common in, so he's in the lake with some big fish. Now he slipped up a 32.12, so mate, and it's a banger as well. Check this out, 32.12, and absolutely smashed it. I don't know if it's a PB, but mate, fair play to you, and it really was a pleasure meeting you, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get over and have any video around that lake, because obviously we are on a separate lake. I'm going to be primarily focusing on pit 1 and pit 2 today. Gavin's had another one as well, and there's been a few others going out. The few others on here, I'll probably touch around with them today directly. There's a couple of people on the social pegs, really nice lads, and I'll touch base with them today. They're in a social pegs in pit 2, and I think he's had a PB common, so I'm watching a video here of him getting absolutely soaked. So mate, well done, you know exactly who you are, and you definitely look very absolutely soaked, and I'm sure you've had a wake-up call this morning after that. But yeah, got up at first light, watched the water, had a coffee, me and Lee, that was the main priority, get some coffee in you, sort of wake up a little bit, and we're watching our spot fizzing, and there's a lot of tapping on the spot, if you like, with our marker set up. Oh my god, they're there, you know, but it's just not actually happened. But we are going to give it to about 11 o'clock, I think, in this swim, which I think's the right thing to do, the sensible thing to do. And then after that, we've obviously missed that morning period. I think up until that point, I think we've got a good chance. After that, the fish are going to start moving up, if they like they did yesterday, because I did see the odd fish milling around on top. And hopefully then we come back this evening, drop our rods back out after we've done all the filming today, and touch base with a few people and sort of brung you on our journey, like I mentioned at the beginning of this. And yeah, so there it is, and leave it at that. I'll just merely wanted to update you. Sorry I haven't got an absolute nosser pig on the bank, something absolutely crazy, you know, a lovely I don't know, it is what it is. We're going to have some breakfast soon. You can see Lee's sniper rifle there. I think that's the camera there, you can just about see. If you don't know Lee, Lee is a master when it comes to videography, picture taking. He is the best in my eyes. The best of the best, the creme de la creme, and obviously supported, and a massive part of Parker Baits, like I've said, and supported us from day dot, and always has done, the brother of mine and Tom Eyes. So yeah, he's going to be bringing a video to the channel, and I'll probably put some B-roll up of some of his stuff now that he's got. To be honest with you, he makes me look like I've come out of a cracker when you compare his video work to my video work. But here's a bit of his, and make sure you go over to the Infantry Carpers channel and check out his content. Absolutely brilliant, and you know, I would say you take a lot from the videos as well, because he goes into great depth about things. Very good insight of what he's doing, the reasons why he does it, and the background behind that product or whatever it may be. He also does reviews on his channel as well. So look, I'm going to leave it at that. Film myself waffling. I'm going to start another a coffee there. Just before I go, see this bad boy, Carp Works clothing, plug. Obviously, if you may or may not be aware, myself and the family now run Carp Works clothing. So it's a family-run business, very passionate about what we do, but we're bringing a very high-end clothing to the fishing industry. This is my favourite jumper. I've got trackies. I'm sure we'll touch on these over this video potentially. But you've probably seen me pop up in videos. Absolutely love the gear. Very warm, very high quality. Head over to the Carp Works clothing website and have a look for yourself. And if you feel like making a purchase and supporting us, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much. And time to sit back, watch it for the next couple of hours, but also have some breakfast. And like I said, get a coffee. I'll see you in a bit. Can't quite believe it, we've seen a fish right on top, back, come out the water. Bearing in mind it's really shallow there, not deep at all. It's come across and dropped down on the spot, and I've literally just picked the camera up. I can see it on top. It's just behind that weed, Lee, over there, going through. It's around the back of the spot. I can see it now. You're not going to see it on this camera. It's pointless me zooming in, but it's just off the back of the spot on top of the water at the moment. We're having some breakfast over here. Coffee, breakfast, couple of biscuits. Yeah, life's good at the moment. We've got some thick cut bacon, some sausages on the go. I'm going to put the camera down and watch the water. I just wanted to keep in the loop because that was a carp. It's not no pike. Well, breakfast is served in a wrap again. Lovely jubbly. Bit of brown sauce in there in a second. Now we are still watching the fish milling around the area. There's a lot of movement. Yeah. Hairy one, hopefully. I'll just jump straight in with one of us playing the fish soon. That would be absolutely brilliant just before we leave. It's looking good. Are we going to nick one? Fingers bloody crossed, mate. So the wind's doing exactly what it done yesterday. It's starting to trickle in this bay again, which is lovely. But Lee's just redoing his rod, and it's quite interesting because there's a hell of a lot of naturals in the water here. What I'm going to try and do is see if we can show you what's going on here. I'll get some close-ups and I'll show you. Yeah, loads of naturals in here, like little snails. Typical now, I've got a clump in front of me that's not got loads of bits in, but there's loads of different bugs. And you can see why the fish are hard to catch, because they're just going to sit there in that weed and just smash the naturals. So this is what Lee's pulled out of the swim already. There's another patch over there, but one thing we definitely messed up on this session is not bringing a rake. That would have been an edge in itself. Not to go crazy, but just a nice little spot, a dinner plate scenario you could actually physically rake off and know that you're 110%. Obviously at the moment we're sort of doing that with our feet, if you like, when you've got your waders on, just sort of moving like that, covering them, getting all the stuff off the bottom, and obviously dropping the rig on that clear spot. But the weed does move it, and quite a lot. I mean, bearing in mind last night obviously Lee took out all this. There's a little strip there, but it's just heavy, and sort of when there's that trickle in, and naturally it's going to push that surface weed over. Fish there on top, right in front of us. Vortex, I think that was a tench. I just got the back end of that. Literally. Typical when I pull the camera, but I'm not properly watching the water. I miss things. And now there's a few bubbles coming up on that, exactly where that just showed. So yeah, there is fish down there. There's also a lot of pike in here as well. I've seen numerous pike shows, particularly on the margin, and a good pike as well. Earlier, probably about 20 minutes ago, I see a pike show. It was massive. I mean, late teen, maybe even a 20-pounder. It was bloody massive. It was right on the spot. But yeah, that's the update. A little bit more of an insight on the weed and the naturals on it, because obviously we are still learning. This is very foreign. Never fished here. Somewhere I'd love to put a bit of time into one day up here, potentially. That would be nice, but it's yeah, it's a beautiful place. There's a lot of algae as well, so I don't think that's helping at the moment. The colour in the water really isn't great. And then you compare them to the other lakes, they've all got a slight different tinge at the moment. But yeah, there is fish down here because we've seen them. What I'm going to do, just got my fingers crossed, because very soon we're going to go around and have a chat with a couple of people, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, see what's going on around the lake. Wow. Baited spot. Rod's ripped off and I am now locked up, but that was hairy, that. It's definitely a carp, I've seen it.
What I'm going to do is, I know I'm still into the video, but I'm going to get my waders on and I'm going to wade out with the net. Yeah?
Yes, please, mate. Yeah.
Let's
do it. That was, yeah, a little bit devoed. You can see Lee's there. He's got his waders on. He was ready. Shortly after, done another draft. See the fish come off. Went across the top. Oh, mate, I'm absolutely gutted, if I'm honest with you. And then the hook pulled. Unfortunately, it just went slightly to the left. But I have got one more rod on the spot. And the wind is trickling down here. And yeah, absolutely gutted, mate, but it is what it is. I'm a little bit reluctant to put a rod straight back out on that just a second, but I know Lee's going to put one out just to the right, so we're fishing close, but you can get away if you're very, very quiet of just placing that rig on and then coming back, which I think he's going to do in a second. But yeah, first bit of action, 110% of carp, saw it on top, scaly banger. And it looked after it was half decent fish. I mean, I see the thing, it come out of the water, it breached right at the top, done a real strong run. I had to loosen off my class. Here we go, this is a bit of me. But yeah, good that obviously the fish are here, and I'm just gutted I've lost one. Absolutely gutted, mate. But yeah, it is what it is. Keeping positive, and hopefully this is the start of something. It's a shame because this has just happened now. We were just about to walk round, so I'll probably, if I'm honest with you, I'm sure me and Lee will give it at least an hour, maybe two, and go a little bit later, because if there's fish there, we've got to take full advantage of that. And the last thing we want to do is obviously leave the peg now when it's just done a bite or run like that, because that could be the first of many. Lee has got mates that fish this particular lake, and they do like hits of bait, and there has been times when numerous fish have come out on spots where there is bait. So 5, 6, I think someone had 16 fish from the beach peg apparently a few weeks back, which is just amazing angling, absolutely brilliant angling. But then a lot of people come up here and they say, don't have nothing, maybe nick 1 or 2 in a couple of days. Some people, like I said, nothing. So yeah, fingers crossed, exciting times. God, you'd have lost that fish, come on. You can come on the Parker baits, baby. Yes! Well, that is the rods in behind me, and Lee, we're just going to go around and do some video now, like I mentioned yesterday, speak to the army boys and see what's going on around the lake and who's catching, who's not, and sort of go from there. But Lee, like I said, he's going, and this is what I mean, it's crazy. You can wade all the way out there, look, to put bait out on the spot, and we're going to give him a little hit, 1.5 kilos, 2 kilo of bait, I would imagine, loads of the sauce. We've brung the magic dust down because we think the dust is bringing in a lot of it's bringing in a lot of the smaller fish, which is then bringing in the pike. So we've went straight with a boilie, no chops, 40 mil freezers bait it is, fresh. I literally took them from the factory before they went into bags, so they are fresh as fresh. And yeah, so that's the plan of action. Topping up now with a bit of bait, and he's pointing down over there. Cleaner, yeah, can do. So we're going to move the spot back there. He's just mentioned, yeah, yeah, it's a little bit further out, I think it is. It's found a slightly harder spot. Yesterday it was, like I said, we lost the light really quickly. It's pretty hard out there, isn't it? So see how the bait's going in. Right, wow, Lee's got his sniper rifle there. He's ready to go. Rods are in, bait's out, and we're going to walk round to our right. So that is the plan of action, and I will touch base as we go round and see what's going on. Right, well, you join me with James in the beach swims. Is that right we say?
Yeah, that's
James?
the beach. Yeah, the beaches. Yeah.
So how are you getting on then, mate? How's it all going?
Yeah, not too bad. Obviously got down here yesterday. Not fished this swim before, but I know someone that has. They give me a few little spots, and to be fair, this swim's quite good. You can wade out. There's 2 bars. You can wade out to the first bar, and then from that bar you can then obviously interrogate the second bar.
Yeah.
So I did that, walked out to the first bar, interrogated the second, didn't really find anything or see anything that I really wanted to fish to, so I found a nice silt gully behind the front bar, so I dropped a bit of bait on that, let it sort of settle, and then I put 2 rods on that. Because no one's to the swim to the right of me, I managed to find a little spot a bit further out, sort of just outside my water, but because no one's in that right hand swim, I've moved that right hand rod across there, and unfortunately lost one off that spot this morning.
Oh, gutting, mate, gutting. I noticed you dropped some H blocks yesterday as well. That was quite clever. What was the reasoning behind that? You had two, didn't you, sort of set up, very sort of clever. When you're watching it from my angle,
yep.
What's going on here?
So because you can actually wade out to that first bar, like I've already said, I dropped a H block on the actual bar, and then I dropped a H block where I found the nice silt gully behind it, just so that when I did want to eventually walk out and drop my rods, I knew exactly sort of where I wanted to drop them from. And then that second one that was actually on the bar, that's actually where I was casting to that right hand rod spot, just a bit further, and obviously that was my marker where to cast from.
Days. And just very quickly in regards to the end tackle, what sort of setup, very briefly, what you're using? Helicopter setup?
Helicopter setup, to be fair, majority of my fishing I use a helicopter setup, and then doubled over hinges.
Love that.
Just because most of the spots that I fish, they're never 100% clean, which is what I prefer. I prefer fishing a little bit dirtier, so big double hinges, and then a spreader boilie over the top of it.
Lovely, jubbly. Well, hopefully it happens tonight for you, James. And if you do, I mean, I'll be sure to pop round. Hopefully it's a 40-pounder, but fingers crossed for you. And good luck. Cheers for that, mate. Much appreciated. Right, well, that was James's peg. Now, if you move up the bank, myself and Leah walking around, now look at this. Every peg looks exciting, doesn't it, Lee?
It's unbelievable.
Every peg.
It's a place where you just want to get involved and get a campaign going. It's that kind of water where you're like, right, I need to unlock this, what the code is there. Very nice water. Such a shame it's too far from me.
You've said that numerous times, haven't we, together this time? And that's just saying, I can see me and Lee hitting for sure. But yeah, look, you can put your bivvy up there. It's quite nice. Obviously, put your rods here, lovely. But yeah, a lot of weed, hell of a lot of weed in front. But I think that kind of makes the lake, if I'm honest, gives it a bit of character and makes it that little bit harder as well. So let's carry on walking round. I think you would struggle getting your barrow down here. I mean, you could, but yeah. Right, wow, there's another peg up there, which looks lovely. But we're going to continue walking round because there's a few people to see, and obviously there's pit 2 as well. So we're obviously going to walk around that, give you a bit of an insight, show you that. Again, speak to a few of the lads, I'm sure. We'll go from there. But look at it. Lovely snaggy area here with 2 off the back of 2 islands. Looks carpy, and I'm sure it holds fish. We see a fish show directly in between the 2 islands, to be honest with you, because this is completely opposite us. We're sort of the other end of the lake that you can see directly in between these 2. So I'm going to carry on walking round. Here we go. Right, so you join me in Noel's peg, and this peg is called Hole in the Bush. Now, I mentioned when we were just up to our left, this is our peg directly in front, so you've got a very good view, and this is where we've seen the fish show. But it's lovely, all tucked up in here. It really is nice setup. Like I said, right up behind these islands, you've got your own little sort of cave here, if you like. But then they tell me them fish can't not get up to these ends, but I'll show you. Come up here a little bit, bear with me. Apologies about the background noise, but yeah, you're not telling me carp don't get up in there. Look at it, looks mega. You've got 2 little islands. Fish must get up in it when they're sulking and stuff. Look at it, lovely, lovely jubbly. But nothing from this peg. He's doing a bit of video now, but time to head back round and see what that way brings. Right, well, you join me in Frankie's peg, and this particular peg's called the Chair. Now, another lovely peg up here. Demands quite a lot of water there. You've got, obviously, I don't know whether that's second island yours, but you've got lovely snags up there to your left, and again weed in front of you. And our peg, again, to put into perspective, is opposite this, sort of just behind this island. But yeah, looks lovely. The Chair peg, happy bloody days. So you join me with Shane, and you've managed to nick one, mate, ain't you? The only fish that's come out you've had, ain't you?
Yeah.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Fishing about 16 foot out.
Yeah.
And about 8 foot of water.
Yeah.
Put a little spread of squid octopus boilies out. Just fishing a single out amongst it.
Yeah.
Nothing too conspicuous, no little piles or parcels of bait.
Sure.
Just a good spread, and then hopefully got one hungry enough to pick them all up.
Yeah, love that, mate. Absolutely love that. So you managed that. So how tight was it then? So if you're pointing out the island now,
I'm not.
So-
I'm in open water.
so where I can see exactly where the bubbles are now. So on the screen now, the fizzing guy is where it is. Again, the camera's not going to pick that up, but that's where you had it from.
Yeah. So
Brilliant.
that's where my rig is now.
Definitely got fish,
and then
mate. Looks like it.
And I've got a bag out to the island, but I've put maybe 2 snooker tables, just a good spread. Maybe half a kilo of boilies.
Yeah.
Nothing substantial. And then it's just a sit and wait game.
It really is.
Hopefully you get enough to eat all the boilies, and yours is the only one left. And
Yeah.
You get a big girl.
Hey man, well, fingers crossed it happens for you tonight, and well done for having the one you've had, mate. Lovely setup, by the way, as well. That looks mega, that. Now, this was the peg that we just spoke to Shane. Lovely bloke. Everybody here is a good bunch of lads. Not a bad word to say about anyone, because they're all bloody brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Good laugh to be around as well. Got a little bridge here we're going to go across, and I think this pulls you into pit 2. So we're going to have a little wander around here now, see what's going on. Lovely, bloomin' jubbly. Right then, guys, you join me with Charlie and Ewan, 2 characters. We had a bit of a laugh on the first night. It was lovely to have a proper chat with you, both of you. So talk us through then, lads. What's going on? How's it going? What's the background?
Fishing a bit slow on our bit of the water. I know a few other lads around the bank have caught some fish, but we've just started to see some signs of fish. One showed us the pads. There's a plateau just in front of us, which we've had a bit of fizzing off.
Yeah.
You had one on there, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a 17-pound common.
PB common.
PB common.
Got wet.
Got very wet.
Got very wet. See the videos? I'll try and put them up on the screen now, guys. So fair play to you.
Yeah.
Fair play to you.
Slinging a couple of boilies out with a catapult.
Yeah.
Just dotting them about. Put a bit of bait out on one spot, just little firm silt area.
Yeah.
Not had anything off it, but.
No, I love that. Well, fingers crossed it happens tonight.
Yeah, I've gone much the same, to be fair. Mainly just catapult, and then obviously because catapults aren't particularly accurate when you're sending out like a single hook bait, I don't go with a little free bait string with it, just so you get something around the hook bait.
Yeah, sure.
Fishing a single.
Happy days. Well, fingers crossed. And just it's pit 2.
Yeah,
is that right? We're saying that
pit
2. Do you 2 know the stock in it? Do you know any?
Currently, it's 250 carp.
250 carp. Right. Okay. Fine. Well, plenty in here to add, and fingers crossed you can have it off tonight, and we'll come around getting some videos with a nice 30-pounder and maybe another PB for yourself. But now, thanks very much, lads, and pleasure meeting you both.
You too.
Cheers, mate. Sam.
Right now, we're back on our travels, myself and Lee, and we're heading back round. So obviously we physically couldn't touch base with every single person, but that there's pit 1, that there is pit 2, and I don't want to go down and interrupt that gentleman, but that's another peg there. I don't know the name of that one, but that looks lovely, doesn't it? I think it's Stones. I think they call this one the Stones, maybe. You've got a lovely bit of water in front. Yeah, very intimate down there because the fish were really in close. Again, another reason why I'm not going to be going down in this peg. I don't want to jeopardise anybody's chances of catching. But yeah, we're going to head up now and go from there. Right, well, you join me on pit 2. In the corner peg, and if I'm honest with you, there's a little bit of a story behind this one. So when me and T turned up, Mount T too much. When me and Lee turned up, we saw a lot of fizzing down this end. Now we were saying, cool, yeah, we'll jump in that peg on pit 2 if nobody jumps in it, and obviously all the lads saw exactly the same as what we saw, and this was picked almost immediately by someone. It also done the first bite as well, so fair play, and I'll put that up on the screen now of the fish. I think it was a 29 something, just over. PB as well, PB was 28 before, so fair play. Lee's just doing some bits down there now, potentially move up to the next peg. There's the main bit up there, and then pit 3 I think it is, which is the general, where the magic happens, where the absolute donkeys are. Look at this. What a mega lake that is. Now that is a bit of me. Over in the background there you got lilies. Yeah, that's wicked. look at that for timing, baby. There's the clubhouse. And I think we're just about to land the fish here. Look at this. Look at this. Here we come. So here at Frimley, a massive one for us is fish care. And the gentleman in front of me, what he's doing is he's getting a sling, carefully putting the fish in the net into the sling, breaking it down, etc. And then obviously we'll take it out that way. So here he is, Gavin, and he's having it off. Fish number 6, mate.
Number 6.
Absolutely having it off. What's been your biggest so far?
29.2.
29.2. Absolutely smashing it here on pit 2 at Frimley. It's a fair play to you. Well done, Gav.
Thank you very much.
Myself and Lee have had a proper walk round now. Obviously we haven't been able to touch base with everyone, but it really has been a real pleasure. Not only just walking the lakes, but obviously interacting with the guys around the lakes. And obviously some people, as you can see, are having some fish as well. Gavin's absolutely ripping up trees down there, 6 fish. He's had a 29, what did he say his biggest was?
Well, I think he's had a couple of 29.
Yeah, he's had some good fish. So, like I said, Gavin, fair play, mate, but we're going to be heading back round myself and Lee now, get them rods back out, and fingers crossed, we can get an absolute nosser pig. I'll see you in a bit. So just before we head back to our peg, this is Hermit's. Now, it's a lovely peg. You've almost got 3 islands in front. Yeah, a lot of lilies. You can fish off the back of these lilies in this little bit of a bay to yourself, especially if nobody's in this peg, which there isn't in this case. So the gentleman's got all of this, absolutely all of it. And a beautiful, beautiful peg at that. I'm going to head up now, head back to our peg, and hopefully make it happen. I'm plucking to get a rod back out. The rods are back out, and I've had a load of commotion over to my left hand side, just in between these 2 bits of weed. But again, myself and Lee worked together as a team, went out, get that line laid perfect. He was just walking in front of me with a net where the line meets the water. So as you pull the net back through, you know that the line lay from the point that you put fish into to where your rods are, it's completely free of weed, and you know that you've got perfect connection, or whatever happens when something hopefully picks it up. Middle rod just off the spot, right hand rod on the spot, and left hand rod is just down here. Lee's done a similar setup. Obviously we're keeping the loop whether he catches anything, vice versa my end, but I'm really happy with them, and probably the most confident I've been since I've been here. That right hand rod's done a bite. Is it going to do another one this evening? And like I always say, come on the Parker baits and come on the carp. Happy days. Right, well, we're going to have some food soon, but just before we have food, I thought it'd be quite some good news really for Parker baits and going into December. Now we're doing a southern show, or down this end of the country a little bit more, should I say. It's at Sandown Park, and it's on the 2nd and 3rd. Now Parker Baits will be attending this show. We're going to have a stand there. We're going to be bringing some of the Parker Baits ambassadors. I will be there, and we will be selling our products. So the freshest bait in the game will be at that show. So maybe you're heading there, or maybe you don't even know about the show. Do a little bit of research. Come straight up, even if you type in carp fishing shows December, it will come up on Google. Have a little look, and if you are going, make sure you head over to the Parker Bait stand, because we're going to have some specials that we're going to be bringing for these shows, and I'm sure they are going to sell out very fast. They normally do. The big one show, we dropped a limited edition Scopex flat spot, and within an hour these were all gone. I think we had about 80 bottles, something like that. So we're going to be bringing some different bits of us. I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say there's going to be some special products there, limited edition products for this particular show. So there it is. If you are about that time, please head over, like I said, to the Parker Bait stand if you do come. And I'm going to sit back now. I think we've got curry tonight, so I'm looking forward to that. Myself and Lee are going to have tin curry and also rice as well. So we've got like if you like an Uncle Ben's rice, it's so easy to do. You just put it in, warm the curry up, put it in with the curry, warm it through, and it's done. You've got a quick meal, and it fills you up. So that is the plan of action this evening. So is it going to happen on the last night? I hope so. A lot of pike activity over both spots at the moment, but all it takes is something that happened earlier, and obviously that hook not to pull, and maybe we can just get one of these absolute gems that are in it. One of the guys come round earlier that was on the ticket up here, and he was showing us some of the pictures of some of the fish within, and my god, yeah, to say the least, there's some absolute bangers in here. think it was one called the Pretty One, the Unknown or something, a Silver Common, a Black Common. Cut a long story short, there's a good, let's say a good handful of ones that you want to get your name on, and if that was to happen tonight, I'd be blown away. Just something that would be nice. So I'm going to sit back, have food soon, lock onto the water. I'll touch base with you when we have got food, and we're cooking that in a second. But for now, all I can do is sit on my hands and keep my fingers crossed, and hopefully we come across an absolute nosser pig. Just a quick one, I've just had a message come through on the chat, and this one is Sam, and I think he's on pit 2. He's had a 28.8, so it's up on the screen now. If I pull into the picture, you've got some lovely apple-sized scales right up the middle of it, like a C scale at the front. Smiling from ear to ear. Sam, mate, I had a chat with you on the first night, absolute legend, and like I said, well done mate on the fish, absolute banger. So like I said, we've got curry tonight, and the jalfrezi is in there. The tins are brilliant, because it's just so convenient. I said to Lee early, and he goes to me, I'll keep about 5-6 tins just in case you're on that lake and you think, you know what, I'm going to do another 24 hours if you have the capacity to do that, and you can just pull a tin out, throw an Uncle Ben's rice on, and you've got an half decent meal. And that's literally what we're doing. So, plan of action, got some of these bad boys as well. I've been nailing these all day. Pistachio nuts are absolutely banging. So that, with a nice view.
Sorry. Was a nice view.
It was a nice view.
Full rice?
Is it Balti rice?
Yeah, basmati.
Basmati rice, lovely chutney. Straight in, and this Ridge Monkey, Garrett's got the same one. Absolutely brilliant bit of kit. I need to buy myself.
Cooks everything dead fast because it's got a lid on it, and it keeps everything moisture as well.
Soup as well, yeah, absolutely brilliant for.
And that's your alarm just beeping.
Right hand rod. A lot of wind. We've got the wind sort of coming across us, which is perfect really, because it's been consistent throughout the whole time we've been here. It really has, and you know, even the first day that we turned up, that wind was consistently coming in this corner. And like I said, and I keep saying, hopefully tonight brings the goods. Then fish move in with this wind trickling in. But nice curry. So there it is, there's dinner. I know it doesn't look much, but it tastes absolutely beautiful. I've just had a mouthful, squirted a little bit of chilli sauce in there as well, spice her up. With a view, come on the last night, let's have it.
Right, mate, tell me about what's just happened.
Well, didn't quite go to plan. So I've got obviously 3 rods out, 2 of them being on the spot. Now just to the left of our sort of marker out there, if you like, just to the left of that, nearer to the bait, on the bait, that was the rod that went, right hand rod. Tip started going, real weird, finicky take, hit up into it. He was up putting the waders on, and cut a long story short, it was a bream. Pulled this slab in, big old bream as well, to be fair. So where am I at the moment? I'm frantically making a bag in front of me, because, and if I'm honest with you, I'm not happy that this has happened, but it's better that it was the right hand rod, and the reason for that is because to the left of the spot I've got another rod, but I walk it up from the right hand side. So when I'm trying to get that line lay, I'm never ever going to interact with obviously Lee's rods to the right of me and my left hand rod, because it's to the left of the spot. So I can literally drop my bag just to the left, walk back with it, get the line lay I need, and then put it on. I'm literally, like I said, I'm making a bag now, and at the moment the thing that's done the bites, so I say done the bites, that was a bream. So here I've got a magic bean, and this is a white magic bean, and I'm fishing on quite a short hook link there. I think I've discussed this earlier on in the video, but I'm fishing mini mix pellet, some magic dust, real simple stuff, infusing it with the flat spot. Myself and Lee are using the fruity flat spot, so I've pushed that into the bag just to squirt. And obviously what happens is you can drop that over, and obviously throughout the day, as the oils leak off, and being that it's an oil, it's naturally going to float to the the top being that it's an oil. We've been seeing that sort of flat spot coming off the spot throughout the day, but now we've had a bream. That's probably has been what's been knocking that blooming pole. To this point, if I'm honest with you, I didn't know they were in here, and Lee said exactly the same. But hopefully I can get this back out quick time in a second. I'm going to borrow Lee's waders because mine have got a hole right in the crutch, and you can imagine when you get out of the water, you take them off and you're wearing like trackies. I've got the Cartworks trackies on today. Initially you get this massive, it looks like you wet yourself.
I was going to say we could call them wetters rather than waders.
Yeah. So I'll put them off to the side. I'm quite fortunate, like I said, I can borrow Lee's and obviously get out there dry and not have any problems. So that's exactly what I'm going to do in a second. I want to be quick now. I'm clucking to get a rod back out in the spot. There is fish out there. I don't want to be bream, but hopefully just tonight or in the morning, early morning, throughout the night, we can catch ourselves a nice carp. So I'm going to, without further ado, I'm going to crack on, make this bag as quick as I can, tie her up, get her back out on the spot, sit back, lock on, and hopefully we can catch a carp. I'll see you in a bit. Happy days, rod's back out, or rod back out, should I say, this one. A little bit of bait over the top now. I know that there's bream in here, because that's probably what's been harrowing us all day. So the bait that we did put out is probably a fraction of actually what we did put out. So yeah, topped up, happy with that now, and also put a little bit more bait over Lee's as well. So again, time to sit back now. Like I always say, sit back and just keep watching, and that is all I can do at the moment. I hope that that rod pulls round with a carp. Fingers crossed, baby. Right, well, that is my view at the moment. Absolutely nothing. It's pitch black out there, and it's time to get the head down. Absolutely knackered after the day. It's been a busy day. I'll see you in the morning, or hopefully very soon. So I've been up since sort of first night, 7 o'clock now. Very, very quiet night. I haven't looked at the group to be honest. I don't know what else has come out. Had any calls, so I'm guessing nothing ginormous has come out, but yeah, let's sit back. I'm not changing them rods. We're off at 9 o'clock on here, so I'll start packing up again. I'm down there for 9:30. Get the crossover at 10, so yeah, didn't happen, did not happen. But lovely view this morning, a lovely place to be, like I mentioned, or have been mentioning the last couple of days. Gutted even more so I lost that one yesterday. Now we still have that one, but it is what it is. That's fishing. Right, well, the slow pack down has definitely begun. I've sort of my main kit bags are starting to be done now, and I've got my coffee to the side of me, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. So like I said, we've got to be off at 9 o'clock, head up for past, get the I say tunnel, I think going to Euro tunnel, cross the train tracks at 10 because it's on the hour every hour. Now there's a couple of important things that I wanted to mention within this video, guys, and one of them is, I mentioned at the beginning, was obviously this was a charity event as well, and it was Phyllis Tuckwell. It was over 2,100, and I'll say that again, over 2,100 was obviously, it's a crazy amount of money, absolute crazy amount of money. So that's going to be going to the charity. So again, fair play everybody around. Obviously the raffles help with that. There's obviously been various different people that have got involved and obviously put money forward. So again, thanks everybody who's done that, and I think it's absolutely brilliant to support charities without a shadow of a doubt. And the next one is obviously, I said at the beginning of this video as well, maybe you're in the infantry, maybe you're in the army, and you want to get involved with the Infantry Carpers. If you do want to get involved, give them an email, and they will send you in the right direction, and obviously tell you of the events if you are in the army throughout the year. And they are brilliant. They really are a good group of lads, if I'm honest with you. And it's been absolutely thoroughly enjoyable over the duration of the last 3 days. Now it's not just here, I think they do different ones all up and down the country. So maybe you're based up north, maybe you're based down south, there is an opportunity for you to go and attack a lake, I'm sure, near you. So there it is. I'm going to leave it at that. So obviously the charity I've just went over, and obviously getting involved, they were the two ones for me. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Like I said, slowly pack down now, touch base with you at the end. So there's going to be a little little presentation, if you like, and that presentation I think is going to be the biggest fish with like a trophy or something. So myself and Lee will try and capture that, but for now I'm going to patiently patiently wait. Hopefully my rods go off, but also making sure that I've got all this down so we're not the late ones up the top. We've got all the bags loaded, we can go straight over, watch the ceremony and get across and start heading home. I'll see you in a bit. And a little shout out to my mate Mike for my new mug as well. Look at that bad boy. Hey, cheers mate. Well, we are well underway now with the pack down, barrows loaded and next to nothing left in the swims. Bivvies down. Still a little bit of time. Now I've done well. I've done pretty good this year with last minute knock-ins, if you like. I've had a few fish, so it would be very nice if that could happen on this session, but nevertheless I'm happy. It was a pleasure to be up here, and what beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place it is. It really, really is, truly is. Nice look there of the lake itself. What a place. That's it, we're heading back. All the gear, no idea. I'll see you soon.
Pretty hard. I think there was only 2 fish that came out, so well done to caught. Pit 2, everyone had a pretty successful session on Pit 2. It's probably the best we've had it at the AGM, so again well done. And then we had obviously Mark on Pit 3 who caught 32 pound 14 ounces. So Mark, well done mate, biggest fish. This is from Lorraine herself, got it done out of her own pocket. So thank you Lorraine. Yeah mate. A bit of flat spot. PP as well, isn't it? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, come on then. Come in.
On your knees.
You don't really.
Well done mate.
Get up.
Yeah.
Happy days. So there it is, that is a wrap. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself here at Frimley. The place is unbelievable, to be brutally honest with you, and definitely somewhere I'd love to get back and get stuck into it up here, because it really is something special like I just mentioned. So good trip. Obviously you've just seen him get absolutely soaked there. I think the gentleman's name was Mark. Absolutely smashed it. Obviously he won that trophy as well, so well done. But that is another video, that is a wrap. Hopefully you've liked this video guys. If you have, give us a thumbs up, make sure you comment down below, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward, and I'll see you all very soon. Peace out.